You're listening to the Joint Sermons on the Push Media Podcast Network.
I'm glad you finally called me back. I'm glad you scraped up the nickels and the quarters to get on a payphone. I'm glad because I've been wanting to talk about music. People don't talk about music enough. I have some rants. We only got a short amount of time, but I have to get this one out.
Well, by all means.
The proclaimed greatest music producer of all time, Dr. Dre. I don't know if he says that, but everyone says he's the greatest producer of all time. And they don't even say hip hop producer anymore. They just say the greatest producer of all time. I'm not here to argue or debate that. I don't care. I don't think what can be debated is his two first albums were ridiculous. They were great and they were huge. It's got his name on it, so he gets the credit, whatever. Third one, The Compton, which some people say was a soundtrack. When people say it was not, it's got his name on it. Wasn't that great? So he gets to own that as well. That's how it works. So beyond that, he's the greatest producer of all time. Okay. And they asked him, who's the greatest rapper of all time? And without thinking twice, he said Eminem. And everyone lost their mind. And it bothers me, not because they disagree, because I don't care. It's all subjective. There's people that think, there's people that think Vanilla Ice was the best rapper. Great, fine. You like him. I don't care. Enjoy that music. I don't care.
No one thinks that.
It's all subjective. It's all subjective. But what I was getting mad about is the fact that people were like, oh, no, white boy can be the greatest, or no, why not? Why can't a white person? I'm not even arguing that he's the greatest rapper, and I don't think Eminem is the greatest rapper ever. Not the greatest ever. I also think that's some question that's full-heartedly can't be answered correctly. If you're a true hip-hop head and you know hip-hop and you can discuss it, I can debate that 15 ways to Sunday with 10 other MCs, including him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, it's the evolving nature of hip-hop. Great. But if you're going to be considered great, I will say this, you got to know when to stop. If you're not putting out quality, you know, a la Snoop Dogg, you got to know when to stop. He fell off.
Man.
He has a lot of good songs. He has a lot of good songs. Every album has at least one or two songs. You're like, that's all right. But my God. But what bothers me is because he's white, he couldn't be considered the greatest, which is foolish and racist. That's what it is. Then we fast forward to I don't know, week and a half, 2 weeks later, and Beyonce puts out her country album. First of all, she's allowed to put out a country album. Get over it. I don't care. Anyone's allowed, the same way Eminem's allowed to rap. I don't care. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. And there seems to be this whole thing of, well, we're not going to play her because she's not country, which I can understand why you wouldn't play her R&B records on a country station because that's not what you play.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. But if she makes a righteous country album, which no one knew at what it was at the time, then play it. Listen to it. You'd be a fool to not play someone who draws that kind of crowd if she actually makes a legitimate country album to not play it, or a legitimate country song. But what bothers me,
it's strange.
What bothers me though, is then you have the other side of it. When it first came out, I'm talking when it dropped, and I will admit, I'm not a Beyonce fan, but I'm not a Beyonce fan. I mean, like I don't go out and race for her music, but she always has some songs. All right, that's catchy, that's a banger, whatever. This is the first album I listened to front to back. I've listened to it 4 times now. It's 27 tracks long. Do not get me started. That's too much. Stop it.
That is egregious.
That's too much. That belongs on Dat Piff. Stop it. But it's not all country. Okay. There's a few songs where I'm like, that's legit straight up hip hop R&B. And that song actually is a banger. It shouldn't be on this album, but it's a banger still, but it shouldn't be on this album, the country album. But there are country songs on there. You can like them all. You can not like them. You can like some, whatever. I think she, immediately when it came out, 10, 15 minutes after it came out, social media, boom. Oh, people ain't going to like this because she's black. And I'm like, who said that though? This woman's universally liked, right? She's universal. I'm not talking about the 1% racist people. I'm talking about actual people. Beyonce is pretty accepted and liked. I think you would agree, correct?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think I think the people that were like reactionary over it were like weird gatekeeping type of
Yeah,
people
yeah.
with
Well, that's
country, which is,
gatekeepers are
and don't get
another.
me wrong, I'm not a country fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I mean, like, if she wants to put out a country album, let her put. Nobody
I don't
is
care.
telling you have to listen to it. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I like her cover of Jolene. It's okay. Like to me, that's one of those songs that like it's the same reason why you don't cover Prince. It's like Dolly Parton. She to me it will always be a Dolly Parton song. And yeah, she's on the track, and I don't hate it, but I'm just like, nah. There could have been
Well,
other songs
she's not on the track. She's on the intro track to
with
it.
the intro. Right.
But here's the thing. Let me go back to this, and I'll get back to Jolene. People saying gatekeepers were saying, "Oh, people aren't going to like it because she's black," and I'm like, I couldn't disagree with that more. She's Beyonce. End of story. She has one name, Beyonce.
Yeah.
She's a mega hit. I think the only person larger than her right now would probably be Taylor Swift. I don't think anyone can argue that.
Oh well, yeah. No,
But that's not the point. Taylor Swift went from country to pop, and it was weird at first. People were like, huh, that's a weird sound from her, but it works. Who cares? Make the music you like.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of this genre thing. So that's what I'm kind of getting to. White people can rap, black people can sing country, you know, a Chinese man can sing opera. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want white country singers and black rappers and Italian opera singer. I don't want that.
Right.
If you can
Yeah,
make
just
a
be dope.
song, just make the song. I don't care. And you know what would be cool? This is the point of all this. If we got rid of the labels for music, if someone just came out with an album, uploads it to Spotify and Apple Music or whatever, and preferably Apple Music because you're not a socialist pig, and says, here's my album and here's what it's called, and then they just don't label it. If they put it for the genre, it's music.
Yeah.
What
I
genre?
mean, that's-
Music. What category? Music. It's music. Why can't we do that? Just, I understand why they can't, but why can't we as listeners just listen to it? Period.
I mean, I think the most well-rounded people, as far as when it comes to music, like have a broad spectrum of what they listen to, and like for me, like all of my favorite producers listen to more than just the genre that they produce in. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, 100%. That's the point. The greatest rappers and greatest producers of all time don't listen to just rap. And
yeah, it's so weird to me.
if you listen to their beats and you knew anything about music and you listen to anything other than your little circle jerk, you would hear that. Oh, they're sampling this jazz, they're sampling this opera, or they're sampling this
Right.
orchestra, they're sampling this rock song. And if you like that sample, go listen to the rock song. You probably will like it. There's a reason Ice-T sells rock concerts in Europe to 80,000 people every summer. And then
Yeah.
comes here and has 30,000 people in LA rapping along to him when he's doing hip hop. You can do both.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, there's been plenty of people who have crossed over and done different like styles of music. I think when you tie
100%.
yourself down to one thing, it just makes you seem one-dimensional. And I'm like, look, I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan, and I'm not the biggest country fan, but you know what? Kudos to you. She was like, I'm from Houston. I'm gonna put out a country album. Great. I mean,
And that's
I
another
don't
thing.
particularly care, but it's like, so why does anybody care? Like, if you don't like that music, don't listen to it. Like, it's pretty much that simple.
Well, that's another thing. To anyone arguing, and I haven't heard anyone argue that she can't record. I just heard radio stations say, the GM say, oh, we're not going to play that. She's not country. And now this was before the album came out. So who knows? Maybe they heard it say,
Right.
oh, there's actually like 10 to 12 actual country songs, which by the way, if she took the 27 tracks, made two separate albums that were not related to it whatsoever, she'd have a banger country album. I'm not kidding. She'd have a banger country album. And I wouldn't be surprised if it became a big enough hit with country. And I'm not kidding. But the whole album is actually good. None of the songs suck. They're just not the same album. It has no business being one album, the other
Yeah.
on 27 tracks. That's where I think she
somebody
ruined
just didn't curate it right.
it. Correct. That's where it's ruined. That's where I'm like, that is just, it's foul. It's two separate albums. They're unrelated to each other. And they could
Also,
both be
27
decent.
tracks.
Well, some of them are the
27
intros.
tracks?
So, some of them are like the
Wow.
Dolly Parton intro, and then the whatever. But anyway, she can make it. Eminem can rap it. I'm tired of the labels with music. It's like a director making I only make bank robbery movies. Oh well, that's boring. I'll probably just watch one of them. Like I don't need to see, you know what I mean? No one does that.
Yeah.
But why do we as music fans, music creators, music lovers limit ourselves that way? I
I
listen
couldn't
to
live like
hip
that.
hop. People will ask me that to
I,
this day. I'm almost 50. I'm gonna be 50 this year. What kind of music you like? Hip hop. And they look at what? You're not young. Please.
yeah.
Hip hop was born 6 months before I was. What do you think I was listening to? And who cares? The people that created
Yeah.
the people that created hip hop are a little bit older than me. I don't understand
Yep.
that how we limit ourselves to age and genre, or people, oh, I'm a rap fan. That's it. Boring.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my rant. But
Super boring.
if we can, you mentioned Jolene, and I won't hijack your collect call and your bucket of quarters you have. But
It's
Jolene,
nickels. Thank you very much.
absolutely, whatever works. They don't have quarters in communism. But the Jolene song, her rendition of Jolene does not suck at all.
No.
It is a good song. She did it well. My take on this is one, that's Dolly Parton. Very difficult. Whitney Houston was able to do it,
Wow.
but she did it. Her version, Whitney Houston is, yes, I know. Her version, yes. Her version is better than Dolly's. Dolly even said that. That song no longer belongs to me, and I won't sing it. Good for her. She's like, I acknowledge, bow down to that. I think everybody did. But that's a rare thing when you take a hit and redo it. People are going to like it, but it's not your song. But Miley Cyrus redid Jolene just as a cover in her backyard. Like it wasn't actually released anywhere except YouTube as a video with her band. They were just jamming, and she killed it. Absolutely killed it. Now Dolly's her godmother, and she had somewhere said, Miley said somewhere before, I got permission from Dolly before I sang it, because that's such a song, powerful song, and she's Dolly Parton, so I asked permission. And apparently, Dolly Parton had once said that she thought Beyonce would kill Jolene if she did it, like years ago. And okay, that's fair. So she again, she don't have to ask permission because that's not how that works. But she supposedly, Dolly wanted it before, and this is before Miley sang it, and then Beyonce apparently reached out and was like, I'd like to sing it, and she's like, go for it. You're Beyonce. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Try it.
I mean, who have a problem with that?
No, you're not Doc Jeezy. You're Beyonce. Try it out. You might like it. But my point is, I don't think Beyonce should have touched it after Miley Cyrus did it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, when it comes to Jolene,
I don't care about your communist opinion.
Yeah.
Your communism don't count. I don't actually.
You know what?
You know what? Look over there. Look over there. There's 3 beans. Look over there. There's beans.
Go find a copy of Jolene by Dolly Parton.
Yes,
on 45 and play it at 33. Then get back to me.
Listen to here, nerd. There's some beans in the. There's some beans in the corner. There's some beans in the corner. Go pay attention.
No,
I'm on a rant.
Away from it.
I'm on a rant.
Yes, clearly you're on a rant.
But clearly, I think Beyonce should have thought twice on it. But again, it doesn't suck. It's just that I think Miley's was just leaps and bounds fantastic. Just what it was. Yeah. Whatever. But again, if she took that album and made it 10 to 12 tracks, I'm telling you right now, she's got a banger of a country album. I'm not kidding. In fact, I just made up my mind. I think I'm just going to curate that public playlist on Apple Music and make 2 albums out of it and publish it for everybody. That's what's got to happen. So pay attention to that.
You're selfless human beings.
I'm telling you.
You're a selfless human being.
I'm telling you. And if Beyonce's listening to this, and I know she does. Like, I mean, well, I don't know that she does, but I know if she's in the room because Jay-Z listens, because we know that, then she probably hears. I mean, this is like, right?
100%. Yeah, no question.
100%. So it would have been a banger album. She should have done it. She would have been at the Country Awards. She'll probably still be at the Country Awards performing, but not getting an award. I just think it was silly. I think I don't want to hear these country songs and then Swizz Beatz drop a beat in the middle of it all. And that song was dope.
Swizz Beatz ever drop a beat? Like
first of all, foul. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. No. I'm not saying he's the greatest ever. I'm just saying he's got a lot of, as the kids say, he's got a lot of bops. Knock it off. Knock it off.
strictly produces for circuses sometimes. I'm just saying some of the samples that he uses from whatever keyboard he was using at the time. I'm just
Are
like,
you
what
making
are you
fun of the
doing?
Casio keyboard when all his samples were leaked to be from the Casio, the pre-plugged Casio keyboard? It was like $65.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't shock
That
me.
was like in the year
You know what I
2000,
mean?
like the year 2000,
Yeah, well,
2001. But here's the thing. Let's say that's true because I never went and checked because I don't care. He was able to create that with a $65 keyboard. Did you? Which is
I
another
don't need
rant now I'm
to.
going to go off of because communism doesn't have choices. But here in America, we have choices and freedom of speech. I don't care what DAW you use. I don't care what keyboard you use. I don't care what brand of computer you use, what brand of phone you have, what brand of camera you have, what the lens is. I don't care. Here's why. Make a banger. If it
No, and
bangs, I'll play it. I don't care.
it does, but I'm saying a lot of his samples were just so corny to me. Like I couldn't listen
That's
to them.
different.
Like,
That's just
yeah,
that's a taste. That's a taste. So
well,
it's like,
that's what I'm saying. And you're saying it's about what he was using. I'm just saying no. It was just
well,
some
the
of
thing
like
is
some of
in
the percussion
communism,
that he used.
in communism, you don't have salt and pepper. So then when you come over
Right.
here and have salt and pepper and you go, oh, I don't know if it's not my taste. So of course, you've never tasted salt and pepper. Now that
First of
you're
all,
laughing at that, let's
I have impeccable taste. I have
let's go.
impeccable taste.
First of all, you eat a paper bag full of crawdads every Thursday. I don't even want to hear a
First of all,
single.
you know what? There will be no slander of crawfish at all.
Let me tell you
It
something.
will not be tolerated.
I agree because I'm not slandering them. I have family in Nolens, but I have family in New Orleans. And one of the first times I went there would have been 1990, Mardi Gras, 1990. And my uncle, he took us there. He bought these big paper bags full of them, took them home, put out the newspaper, poured them all on the table. Those things were so good. I don't care. I will grub. I don't care if I find the white man with tight Wranglers in his pickup truck. I'm going to sit there and eat with him if he invites me. I don't care. Now, what I do find weird is a little random piece of corn on the cob in the middle of it all. Ain't no one eating that. We put that corn on the cob. It's not adding flavor neither. You can keep your corn
I mean,
on the
when you
cob.
do it, you gotta throw other stuff in when you do the crawfish broil. I mean, you can get full bags of just straight up crawfish, but like you
I'm
go
not
throw
eating
a
no.
broil somewhere.
What is it doing? What is it adding to crawfish? You have other crawfish here, and you're like, and there's a 4-inch piece of corn on the cob. Enjoy it. Oh, thanks. And here's a soggy piece of paper from the bag. Like, what are you talking about? It's stupid.
Oh.
It's stupid. Anyway, what's your thoughts on liquid barbecue sauce or dry rub? I'm kidding. I don't care. You don't have an opinion. Okay, let me rephrase it.
I love how well informed you are.
Let me rephrase this. From watching it on TV, which one do you think looks better? Dry rub barbecue or barbecue sauce on barbecue?
I mean, you got to talk about how you're barbecuing it. There's difference. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
first of all, I didn't invite Lyndon Johnson to the podcast.
Well,
No,
if you smoke it, you brisket, it's going to be a dry rub. That's just how it is.
No, I generally agree. I was just trying to be funny and give you something to talk about that maybe you've seen on TV and kind of give you your opinion on.
Oh no, we don't have TVs. There's no TV in communism. Remember?
Well, it's just black and white. You have that wrong. Oh, let me ask you something. Do you imagine in black and white?
I only imagine in black and white. That's why all of my tattoos are black and white. I don't even know what color it is.
And you hear in mono.
I do, absolutely. I 100% everything is in mono, and it works.
You ever hear the story that Lyndon Johnson's family is the ones who, not his generation, but before him, is the ones that basically invented barbecue?
I mean, that's probably factually incorrect unless it's going back like thousands of years, because I'm sure people have been grilling meat over fire.
Okay, first
forever.
of all, see, this is where you're retarded. No crap. But people calling it barbecue and making it a style of food and a way of cooking, yes. But caveman cooked over flames. He was the first grill master. Shut up.
Hey, listen, you're deep down.
Oh, I understand.
In the South.
That's where your communist history books ended back in caveman days. So you don't. So there's been some progression since then. Let me start you off with the First World War. No, but I don't understand.
Kansas City, go to South Carolina, go to Memphis.
Yeah, I know.
Have your barbecue arguments.
No, I don't really care to have a barbecue argument because I don't. First of all, I will never reject barbecue. I'm not insane. What
I
about you?
mean, it's,
There
it's debatable sometimes. No,
well,
God,
no,
no. You
there's
put a plate in front of me, I'm eating it. Unless it's pork, because I don't eat pork. But other than
well,
that, yes.
there's individual like cooks that may not be good at it, or that recipe was, or that flavor, those ingredients weren't my thing. But barbecue in general, I'm like, how that's like pizza. Like, can you have a bad
Yeah.
pizza? You
I
know
don't.
what?
I mean, it's a deep question.
Barbecue, pizza, and tacos. How could you
Yeah,
can please anyone with any of that, I think.
I think so. I mean, I would be suspicious of anybody that had a problem with any of those. Like, yeah, it's impossible to do that. And
I'm
you know what?
suspicious of people that only eat one, I'll say it, one race of food. Like, really? You know what do you
They would- what-
that's one of the things that bothers me about racist people. People that want to be separatists and like, we're gonna all
yeah,
be separate. Nah, I'm not imagine all the things you miss out of if our cultures don't share and mingle,
yeah. No, I
let
don't want
alone the
ethno
food.
state for foods.
Let alone
Yeah,
the
no, absolutely
food.
not.
Are you
Absolutely
kidding me?
not.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding? I'm not giving up Chinese food. I'm not giving up
Oh
Mexican
God, no.
food. I'm not giving up
Italian, any of
Italian.
it.
No. And you know what, too? When people say Italian pizza versus the pie, I don't care. They're
Yeah,
both good. None of them's wrong. That's the point of the whole thing. Huh? Put on it what you want. Put in that taco shell what you want. It's good.
yeah. I wholeheartedly agree. Anybody that has like an ethno state, like a assessment of food, is someone that just can get out, like leave now. Like we're not
They're
having this
boring.
conversation.
They're
Go eat your
boring.
unsalted chicken breasts. Like you're atrocious.
First of all,
Oh man,
a grilled or boiled piece of chicken breast with no seasoning on it. Stop it.
it's a hate crime. It's a hate crime. That's all there is to it.
Maybe you do that if you're going to like chop it up and make it like a chicken salad sandwich and then put it on some other things. But when people just
No,
sit there with a
even
fork
then, no.
and they're like, I have steamed rice. It's like, what? Like,
Oh, like gym bros. Like
like
those are the people that scare me the most.
you can have healthy chicken and still make it taste good and put flavor.
Right. Not look like a piece of the bottom of a shoe on some white rice and broccoli. It's like,
It's
come on,
just
you can't hate yourself that much.
so how do you land on lemon pepper?
I'm a fan
Thank you.
all
Thank you.
day. But lemon pepper wings, like Kinder's makes a really good dry rub for lemon pepper.
First of
And I
all,
use that all the time.
Kinder's is better than Lowry's.
Oh, hands down. I mean, Lowry's is good for certain things, but
Oh, no,
Kinder's,
I'm not
just
knocking
when it comes
Lowry's.
to seasonings, bangers.
Lowry's is Beyonce, and Kinder's is Miley Cyrus's version of Jolene. That's all. None of them are bad. One's better. What's the problem?
I'm absolutely nothing. I'm just, I'm a big Kinder stan. Like anything they put out, I'm going to try. But yeah, their lemon pepper, it goes real tough. Real
Yeah.
tough.
Yes.
Like, I am a huge fan.
Absolute huge fan.
God.
Look, we don't have any more time because, limits on your nickels. I think you said you had. So do you have anything to share? Like, do you have a possible parole date or, no, it's not jail. What is that called? What is it? Conversion camp. When will your conversion finish? Like, you'll come out straight, right?
Oh, I mean, I don't know, man. It depends. You still have that mustache?
Okay. For those that don't know, this man has a fetish with the possible mustache on my lip, which I do not have. In fact, I shaved down to a clean stubble this morning. Yes, I have one of those fancy razors, electric razors that you can adjust and make it a perfect stubble. So it looks like I've been growing it out for a day and a half. Like it's all rugged in the desert. And you're like, who's that lean, mean machine? And I'm like, well, that's Elton Juan. And yes,
oh, man.
he's into fitness now. Yeah.
I was going to say the fitness guru arc has begun.
You know what I like about fitness? And I'm new to everybody's worked out at some point or jogged or wrestled. I played sports in high school, all that. But being actually into fitness, like for the past, I don't know, 2 months or so, is fitness ass into smaller clothes. I'm telling you.
Hey.
And the energy, it's insane. I would like to say this podcast is not sponsored by Apple in any way, but all of that was made possible due to Apple Fitness Plus and the Apple Watch. Back to our regular scheduled programming. So anything you want to promote? I know you're posting videos now on IG about your digs. That was pretty cool. I think you should keep that up because, well, now my question is though, that was an Android phone you recorded it on, right?
It was, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I could tell. That's all. That was
Yeah,
my question.
of course you
That
can
was,
tell.
that was my
It's
question.
you know, it is what it is. Well, once I get back to my home state, I will be finally upgrading, so you can get off my back about the Apple world that you love so much. Which
I've
I
never been
also
on your
love, but
back.
it's
I will never be on your back. I don't like, in
oh,
fact, I don't like backs. That's your fetish. You know what? Let's just end,
oh,
let's just end it on that laugh.